This video is on my second journey with the ayahuasca plant and ceremony. I apologise for sounding like a man, but I've had a cold and have lost my voice. I really don't know where to start. So if you watched my first video, Mother Aya wasn't done with me and asked me to come back the week after. My first thoughts about that were, oh, how am I going to afford another ceremony? I've also got work that weekend. Is there even any space? And the shaman said to me, if Mother Aya wants you to come back, if the universe wants you to come back, she will make it happen, regardless of any obstacles that you think are in the way. If your intentions are there and your want is there, then it will happen. So I didn't think about it. And then within like 10 minutes of discussing this at home, I got a call saying that a space had become available. And at the same time of receiving this news, I also got a message saying that the day had moved and I wouldn't need to work, and I was asked to work another job which paid exactly the amount that was needed for the ceremony in cash on the night. Well, I'm supposed to use it for the ceremony. There's just no other reason for this happening right now. This is obviously a sign. I prepared myself for the week ahead with this in mind. And bear in mind, I work in a nightclub, so I am surrounded by, people out having a good time. And bear in mind, I work in a nightclub, so I am surrounded by, people out having a good time and drinking, and this being offered to me on a plate. I didn't once throughout the whole week have any desire to drink or do anything else, and it was so good. It was amazing, actually. I feel, by the way, right now, I feel the happiest I've ever been. Like, despite the fact that I sound like a animal with my cold. This time when I arrived, I was a lot more prepared, a lot more relaxed, because I'd already done it the first time. And I tried not to have expectations, but when I say to you that the second time round was completely opposite to the last one, it really was. The first ceremony that I had was a lot about my traumas. It was incredibly visual and incredibly physical. This second time round, I really didn't see many visuals at all, and it was really, really emotional and more conversational. Like I could actually hear Mother Aya this time. I mean, if someone had videoed me, it would almost have been kind of like schizophrenia. I was talking throughout the ceremony in my head and out loud, and I was laughing a lot and crying. The shaman's assistant was laughing at me because I was going through so much toilet roll. It's unreal. I was one of the last ones to drink this time. I lay down on the bed and I wasn't really affected straight away like last time. Last time I was immediately in. This time I was kind of just chilled. I was waiting for something to happen, and nothing did. And then within about 15 minutes, one of the guys in the room, one of the first drinkers, reacted really badly. I can't really go into personal stuff, but he obviously had some issues, as we all do. He had issues, but it was his first time, and it really affected him. And I think he really needed the energy of everyone to support him. He was freaking out, just being like, where am I? What am I doing? I think Mother Aya just went in there, and the shamans had to support him and tell him that it was okay. My instinct initially was to get up and help him. Had I not had been through what I had the week before, I probably would have, but I just thought to myself, you know what? He's going through exactly or something similar to what you did. I mean, it turns out in the end he actually blacked out, and Mother Aya had to separate his body from his soul to heal him, and he doesn't remember a single thing. It's crazy. I think about 40 minutes in, I start to get effects from it. You know, I had a few visuals come up, but at the beginning, all I could feel was this like throbbingness in my head. This guy came over, did a beautiful healing on my body. She concentrated on my stomach a lot, which was the problem area before. It was really beautiful. I felt amazing. A really interesting thing came up about alcohol and drug abuse, particularly because I'm surrounded by it in nightlife. People take these things to create this sense of happiness, to find feeling. But really what this is you're looking for fake happiness. You're looking to create this emotion that isn't there, and that's what the drugs and the alcohol do. They enhance this emotion, and you feel like you crave that feeling, so you think you need that feeling. And the answer is yes, you do need that feeling, but why get something to create fake emotion when you can focus on actually having that emotion rather than faking it? So focus on actually being happy than buying happiness with alcohol or drugs or whatever it may be. And it just made me go, oh my God, that's really clever. And it just made me laugh because it just sounds so simple. Yeah, then after that I was just, this overwhelming feeling came in my body and I purged and I was really sick. And it was that horrible feeling again of toxin, and yes, this feels great. I feel better now. I feel like I can actually go into my journey this time. But I couldn't carry on because my head was throbbing. It was really, really, really hurting me. It was then that Mother Aya said to me, you need to ask for help. And I was like, oh, no, I'm fine. My head's fine. She was like, you need to call for Sky now. You need to call for the shaman. You need to ask for help now. And I was just like, you know, I'm not someone who likes to ask for help. I'm very happy to give it, but I find it, my pride gets in the way. Like, I'm fine. And she just went, you know what? You are not going to get anything from this journey unless you ask for help. If you don't ask for help, I'm not continuing. And I was just like, I'm arguing with a plant spirit here. Like, I'm arguing with a plant spirit. Am I going to be stubborn here and waste all of this because I can't ask for help? And I lay there for ages. I didn't see a thing. I didn't feel a thing for ages because I was being really stubborn. And you know what? She came up and was like, this is a big lesson here. Like, it seems so small, but this is the root to a bigger problem here. A problem that you can't ask for help. And this is stopping you. This is stopping you from living. Ask for help now. Solve this problem now. So I just like got off my high horse and I just screamed her name. I was like, Sky, Sky. She came over immediately. Was like, what's wrong? I told her my head was killing, and she was like, of course, honey, I'll come look after you. She came over. She did this healing on my head. She placed her hand here, and then she placed her hand on my stomach, and my stomach started pulsing like really, really hard. Like, it was really hurting and really pulsing. And she was just like, I'm putting my hand here and my hand on your stomach because they're connected. Like, your head is a side effect to your stomach, which is what your pain is rooted in. She did this amazing healing, and like I could feel like, whether it's a mental thing, I don't know, but it freaking worked. Like, it just felt amazing in my head. And then she said, I'm going to blow in some healing energy into your mouth, like physically, like blow into your mouth. And now, and most people, I would say, have smelled somebody else's breath on some occasion. And I know what breath smells and tastes like. It's not normally very nice, or it's normally minty or whatever. Now, when she blew into my mouth, it did not feel like a breath from someone's mouth. It felt like literally this kind of like eucalyptus-y, lavendery burst of energy. And she blew into my mouth 3 times, and she went, it's going to go in and down into the stomach. And as she did it, I can't describe it as anything but this really cathartic sensation. Like, she blew into my mouth, and I could feel this energy go and just hit my stomach. And then she did it again, hit my stomach, and she did it one more time. And then at the end of the healing, she was like, how are you feeling now? My headache just gone. It just gone. And I suddenly was so much more relaxed. And when she left, I just heard in my head, oh, what's it now? How do you feel now? You ready now? I thought, I just felt such an idiot. Why didn't I ask for help? What was wrong with me? Why couldn't I have just gone, hi there, need some help over here? So I think that was a big lesson for me. Then I went into like conversations with myself. Things came up about, you know, some long lost friends that I haven't spoken to. I was just like a puddle of tears, just crying about, you know, certain people in my life who have left and need to be found again. My grandmother came up, which it was right, let's not cry on a vlog. This time round I was getting really scolded by her, like, why do you do this, why do you do that, this is stupid, and it just all became really clear. My sister came up, she said, your sister can come, but she will want to bring her friend. I'm going to call her friend Mary. She will want to bring her friend Mary. Now the thing about Mary is, Mary cannot come unless she brings her twin sister. Her twin sister is going through a lot of darkness right now, which Mary is affected by because they're so connected as twins. And to heal one, you will need both. But Mary's twin sister is not going to want to come, and she will need a lot of persuading to come. But do not bring Mary unless Mary's twin sister comes. And I told this to my sister. I mean, I've never met Mary's twin sister ever in my life. I don't know anything about Mary's sister's life or anything. Like, why she would come into my head, I have no idea. And I told my sister this, and my sister's very up for coming. She's going to come with me to the next ceremony, which is going to be in March. And she said, how do you know? How do you know about, let's call Mary's sister Lucy. How do you know about Lucy? She's like, Lucy's going through a really bad time right now, really, really dark period of her time. How the hell did you know about that? And I was like, I didn't know. Mother Aya told me. Spirit of the plant, spirit of ayahuasca told me, which sounds fucking crazy, but it's, I don't know, something's right, isn't it? My question that I asked was my purpose. Your purpose is to heal, to love, to help. The first thing you have to do is get rid of all your stuff. Like, get rid of all your stuff. You hoard so many things. Get rid of the material. The material is irrelevant. So many branded things you just don't need. You don't need this in your life. And I was just like, you're so right. This is so right. I need to get rid of my stuff. She's like, you need to come to the jungle. You need to come, be with the shamans there, learn about the world, learn about the earth, learn about helping people. And I just found myself constantly nodding, going, yes, I do, I need to. Just focus on doing good and the rest will follow. You know, that security that we all feel like we need. That you need to trust the universe that it will work out. The second journey was unbelievable. I just, like, when she closed the ceremony, last time I was still tripping out. This time I was, you know, uplifted and totally in there with the room. And when Sky, the shaman, closes the room, the energy just shifts, and because she seals the whole room to make sure no bad energy, no bad spirits, nothing bad comes in. Anything bad that is in the room is stuff that everybody in the room have created. And apparently in the last ceremony there was a lot of dark stuff that came up from us. This affects the assistants and the shamans that are working in the room quite greatly, because they seal these dark spirits, but they also help heal it. Sky came over to me just before I went to bed and said, I think it's called a pulsaria. I don't know the actual name for it, but apparently they can get really, really big, and if you don't heal it, it can cause tumours and cancers. And she said, I have a really small one, which comes from a recent trauma, which is really interesting because, you know, I did suffer from something really badly, which happened last year. She said she would find a space for me, and she'd need to do some black stone therapy on me like an hour beforehand. And if it's really small, it can be got rid of. you know, and she said she'd speak to me in the morning. In the morning, we all shared our stuff. She brought this up again, and then decided just before I left to have a look at it and to show her assistants as well what one is. So she laid me down and she went to check my stomach, and it was really amazing because she just suddenly went, wow, it's gone. Like, it's like within 2 ceremonies, she managed to eliminate that point of trauma. And I was so happy. I can't believe that in a month. I can't believe I'm crying to myself. I can't believe that in a month my life has gone from insanely happy to the lowest I've ever been in my life to absolutely life-changing experience like the ayahuasca ceremonies have given me. I'm so lucky. I'm really, really lucky and really, really thankful and so blessed. It really opens up your eyes. It really does. And I'm not saying, you know, every single person has a different journey. Everybody does. You know, one of the other girl who was a first-time drinker, didn't feel any effects on her. She had a lot of stuff in the past which had affected the way that she can see, but a month ago I had no idea what ayahuasca was, and a month later I am the biggest follower of it because I'm so thankful for having discovered this. And I cannot thank my old housemate now, because she's left, T. I cannot thank her enough for like introducing this to myself and my other housemate Laura. I have so much love for these people, and I've like a new perspective on things, a whole new perspective, and I don't think I'd have been able to see that as young as I am and as soon as I have, had I not reached a really dark point of my life. And I almost think you have to kind of hit your rock bottom. From what I've heard from other people, those who have had really bad traumas in their childhood, it tends to take a lot longer, especially if it's really bad and really deep. It's taken a few ceremonies. I think with me, because my traumas were very recent, the bad stuff came in my adulthood. So I think that's stuff that I was prepared to see and deal with and have been able to get over. I feel like a completely, not changed person, but almost an awoken person. Oh my God, if you're still here, thank you for listening to me. I know a few people in the last video have asked me about where these ceremonies are held and let them know about ceremonies that are upcoming. I mean, the only thing I can say about this is I'm not really sure about the legalities of these ceremonies in like different countries. I have no idea. I do know that they are on a like recommendation kind of purposes, because it's such a secret, not a secret, but such a trusting circle, and because you need to be really prepared to come. Obviously research is necessary, but I think know that if you're meant to come to do ayahuasca, it will call to you and it will bring you in, just like it brought me. And every single person who's at the ceremony is called in some way. You know, my sister's friend, who I called Mary, in a way has been called in through me, who, I mean, I don't even know her. I've no idea who Mary's twin sister is, but she has somehow been called in, and they probably would have never heard of ayahuasca, but you know, her friend has just been told that her friend's sister did the ceremony, blah blah blah. So I think if you are already looking at this video, you're being called in some way, but I don't want to give away particularly locations of where I've done this, because I don't want to invite further harm, if you know what I mean. God, doesn't it really make sense at all, does it? But thank you for watching, and thank you for being interested. And the only thing that I can really say is, if you're in any tricky situation, you know, just think to yourself, you are forever and it is temporary. Just be kind. Ask yourself, is it necessary? Is the stress necessary? We'll get upset over the littlest things, and it's just irrelevant. All you need to do is be happy and share this happiness. You know, some of the happiest people I know and the most giving people I know have been through the most horrendous experiences. And with that, I am going to end this with rest in peace, Nelson Mandela. You were amazing to this world and a perfect example of love and generosity. God bless. Bye.